Hey guys, how are you? David and Franco here from GearPop.com with a very exciting unboxing of this. Yes, this is actually the DualShock 4 for the PlayStation 4, and it's not even out yet, at least in terms of the console. But this is, I had no idea until I watched a video by MKBHD 2 days ago, I believe, and I saw that he did an unboxing. So I was like, whoa, hold on a minute. Is this on Amazon already? So I went to Amazon, typed in DualShock 4, and there it is. I think it's like $65 or something. It's not really that cheap. But I figured why not get it ahead of time, ahead of release, and ahead of most people, because I don't think the average person even knows this is available. I mean, I'm an all-time freaking passionate geek, and I didn't even know it was available. So I had to get it right away. Now, this is kind of ironic because I'm not going to have the PlayStation 4 for a little while, at least maybe a month or two. But I figured why not get it early and see how it compares to the 6-axis or the DualShock 3 controller. And that's exactly the point of this video. Now, I don't want to rip up the box too much because this is definitely a great moment to look back in gaming history. Because it's just a great feeling knowing that you can actually get access to peripherals like this ahead of time. I just think that's the coolest thing. And it's going to be so much fun seeing how this feels in the hand. Alright, taking it out of the box, and don't worry, obviously I'll throw in some B-roll here and there of the close-up, or a close-up of the controller. Taking it out, we do get some documentation, but who really reads that? I mean, I don't think you're going to have trouble using a controller, or at least, you know, the agreement and stuff, really. Anyway, putting the knife aside, taking the plastic off. Here we go. First hold. Wow. Guys, I'm holding next generation technology in my hands right now. And I gotta say, this is nice. This is nice. My thumbs, they don't touch. Oh, Sony, thank you. This is such a big, guys, you have no idea. This is a huge deal to me. Something I've always hated about the DualShock in general, and I'm not saying I hate the controller like as a whole, but something I've always disliked in general is the fact that when the sticks tilt towards each other, your thumbs would collide. But with this, the DualShock 4, that is no longer the case. Awesome. Alright, so this is definitely a lot wider than the DualShock 3 or the 6-axis, and that is a good thing. Now, as you guys probably know, I am a huge fan of the Xbox 360 controller. I just think, personally, it fits my hands perfectly. I mean, I love that controller. It's my all-time favorite controller ever since I was a little baby. And yeah, that's saying a lot. I've been gaming for a long time now. But this controller, it's pretty hard to say how it compares to the 360 because they are two completely different controllers. But compared to the DualShock 3 or 6-axis, this definitely wins hands down. I don't even need to play any games to confirm that right now. This feels so much better. The L2 and R2 buttons, also known as the triggers, the shoulder buttons. Actually, these are really shoulder buttons, L1 and R1. But L2 and R2, the triggers, feel a lot better than the 6-axis. Unlike the 6-axis, these are actually slightly concave, whereas with the 6-axis, they were convex. I never understood why Sony went with that design decision. That's always annoyed me. Now, has that ever stopped me from playing games on my PS3? Of course not. But when a game is multi-platform, I have honestly always gone to the Xbox 360 version of that game because, one, I prefer the controller. Two, I prefer the Xbox Live. Just everything's integrated well. And three, I just enjoy the Xbox 360 more than the PS3 overall. But that's not to say the PS3 wasn't a good system, because it was fantastic, especially the games like Uncharted and The Last of Us, which just happened to both be made by Naughty Dog. But anyway, getting back on topic, top left we do the share button, top right options. So yes, it looks like the days of yeah, that makes sense, David. The days of select and start are gone. Finally, thank you. I mean, when is the last time you pressed start to actually start a game? Whoa. The multi-touch touchpad is a button? I did not know that. I just pressed it by accident. Very cool. And up front, we also have, obviously, the left and right analog sticks, as well as the PlayStation button, and a built-in speaker, which I actually completely forgot about. I gotta be honest, I haven't been looking into the PlayStation 4 nearly as much as I have with the Xbox One, because I'm really, really excited about that system, and I am getting that on day one, November 22nd, and I cannot wait. But I am just as excited about the PlayStation 4. I just haven't done that much research about it, at least in comparison to the Xbox One. Anyway, I'm really talking a lot because I'm very, very excited about this. All right, so getting back onto the controller itself, same usual D-pad. It feels great. The X, circle, square, and triangle buttons feel the same as usual. That's a very good thing. And back here is the light sensor for the PlayStation camera, which I don't think you can get your hands on that yet. And even if you could, you really couldn't do anything with that because it obviously requires a PlayStation 4 to function. But this will be very cool technology. Okay, so I have said this before, and I know people will disagree with me, but that's fine. We all have different opinions. I really do wish Sony included the camera with the system. That right there would make, at least in my opinion, that would encourage the developers to use the accessory from day one, and whereas I could use this from day one without having to buy another accessory. Now, yes, granted, the PlayStation 4 plus the PlayStation 4 camera is separate, but just bundle them together, it's still cheaper than the Xbox One. So I see why Sony went with that route. That is very smart. But if you want my opinion, I think both consoles are going to be amazing. Both consoles have their own unique approach on the next generation of gaming, and I cannot wait to get my hands on both consoles. That's my iPhone 5S going off in the background. Alright, but yes, first impressions, the DualShock 4, it feels so much better than the DualShock 3 or 6-axis. I mean, so much better. I cannot stress that enough. Look how much wider it is. Now, to give you a better comparison, perhaps I should do a future video comparing this to the PlayStation 3 controller. So if that's something you want to see, let me know. Oh, and also, speaking of PlayStation 3, apparently the DualShock 4 does work with PlayStation 3 games on the PlayStation 3 itself. However, according to articles I've read, it does not work in terms of the touchpad, obviously, because that doesn't exist on PS3 games. The vibration function apparently doesn't work, as well as, I think, the 6-axis functionality. Now, I have not confirmed this with anyone. This is purely just reading news off of Polygon.com, IGN, and all those other sites. So, don't shoot the messenger. I'm just simply reporting information that I've read. But regardless, it's not a huge deal because, obviously, you're buying the DualShock 4 with the PlayStation 4 in mind, not the PlayStation 3. But I gotta say, it is a nice bonus that this even works with the PS3 to begin with. Oh, and back here, or down here rather, we have a little cable for your headset and an external thing for accessories, I guess. And back here we do have mini USB. I'm really, really excited about this light and testing it out on the PS4 whenever I eventually get one. When that's going to be, I don't know. I just simply can't afford to buy both consoles at the same time, which is why I chose the Xbox One. But either way, I am really, really excited about the PlayStation 4. And actually, I'm even more excited as of today, as of using this controller. I mean, I'm going to repeat myself, but this is a damn nice controller. Sony definitely did their homework. And I think we all owe it to this, the touchpad in the middle, because this alone extends the controller horizontally big time. So if they never introduced this multi-touch touchpad, it makes me wonder, would they have stuck with the traditional design besides adding this light? I guess we'll never know. I'm just really glad Sony is going this route because this is a big deal. For me, a gaming experience not only comes down to the games, but the controller experience as well. The controller, in my eyes, is huge, and that is exactly why I'm currently using a third-party controller for my PS3 rather than Sony's 6-axis controller. Because yes, I never got around to buying a DualShock 3. But that goes to show you how much I truly care about gaming controllers, and I'm just really glad. I'm very happy with this, so Sony, seriously, props. Alright guys, I'm going to stop my nerdgasms here. I definitely enjoyed this a lot more than I thought I would. Seriously, this is a damn good controller, and I cannot wait to play the PlayStation 4 for myself, whether it's in kiosk mode, such as Walmart, Target, or whatever, or even in my own house. Hopefully that's the case. The latter sounds better to me. But until then, guys, let me know, are there any other PlayStation 4 related videos that you guys want to see, whether it's pertaining to the controller, the console itself, which launch titles are coming out, anything. I'm huge when it comes to gaming, so I definitely want to make that an even bigger focus, especially today, with the Xbox One releasing in just a few weeks, the PlayStation 4 releasing in just a few weeks, and the Wii U finally getting some good games. This is, in my opinion, the best time to be alive as a gamer. Exciting times ahead. And by the way, this doesn't make that cheap plastic feeling like my 6-axis controller does. So that's another pro to keep in mind. And I cannot wait to just experience everything from the touchpad to the onboard speaker. I love little things like that, the onboard speaker. Oh my god! It does light up. You see it flashing? Because I pushed a button, it's obviously trying to sync with the PS4, which doesn't even exist yet in this house. That is so cool! It does blink. As expected, I guess, I don't know, I never really thought about it. But still, it's just really cool to see that it does at least power up a little bit. So, alright guys, I am done nerdgasming. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you for your continued support. And of course, if you do want to buy this on GearPop, that link is right below for your convenience. And I will see you in Monday's video, which is, yes, another weekend vlog. See you then.